my favorite line in the movie is probably, I'm getting cheese fries. I love cheese fries. I'm Adila Sayyed and I'm from the class of 2019. I was born in Dhaka, Bangladesh, and I grew up there. It's a very, very densely crowded city, and I pretty much grew up in the protection of my parents because it's not very safe there. Most of the things I remember from my childhood was basically from my home balcony because I wasn't really allowed to go out on my own. I think growing up in Singapore, people did, when I say I'm from Bangladesh, people firstly expected me to be of a certain skin color, which was very uncomfortable to me. I tried to be very accommodating of people who would, always say that, oh, but you don't look like you're from Bangladesh, because I feel like 90% of those people have never actually been to Bangladesh and they've never actually seen how people there look like, because there is quite a diversity there in terms of skin color. When you say that you're here from a very poor country like Bangladesh, people think that you're very, very rich, which is not true either, because a lot of hardworking people from the middle class come to countries like Singapore to work. Those were some expectations that I was not fulfilling of people, and I wasn't fitting into categories ever. So people found me very weird, and I thought it was very hard for people to trust me, especially for young people, teenagers. When I was going to school with them, they couldn't fit me into certain categories that they have been always taught to fit people in. I had this bunch of friends that I made in secondary 3 or secondary 4, and we were all mostly foreigners, but the rest of them all came from Southeast Asia, and so we were still very different, but then we were still weird foreigner people in Singapore. And so we would always go to this other friend's house after school, and then we will catch a movie. So one day he decided to show us Mean Girls, and we were like, okay, let's watch it. And I loved it so much, and we all fell in love with the movie at the same time. And ever since then, it has been a strong bonding point for us. So quite often after class, when I came back home, I would do my work, and many times at night I would go off to Chinese Garden just to take a walk, and then it just became this place where I would find a lot of peace, and I would find solitude, and I would get to reflect and think, and it would just help me de-stress a lot. Last summer, because I got into this innovation lab in Denmark, which was paying for me to go to Denmark, I decided to do a Europe trip before I go there. I got lost a lot. I went to the bus driver after 10 minutes of them dropping off people at Utrecht, and I was like, I think I missed my stop. They were like, yes. And I was like, I don't know what to do. And they were like, okay, just get off with the highway and then walk back. And that's your best bet if you want to catch your bus to Paris. And I was like, okay. So at 6 a.m. in the morning, I got all my luggage and I started walking back at the highway will have a grass side. So I started walking back on the grass until I saw some road and people. But luckily I caught my bus to Paris. Yeah. I think I would really want to be a coconut. I just love coconut. I just feel okay, so I grew up in tropical countries all my life. So I was born in Dhaka. I grew up there. It's really hot there, and then after that, as a teenager, I came here and I grew up here as well, and it's really hot here. So I like to associate myself with the tropics, and I cannot stand cold at all. So I love the coconut. I love how refreshing the coconut is. So I hope that whenever people meet me, right, they get a new perspective on life, because as I mentioned, I don't really fit into categories of most types. So I hope as a coconut, I can refresh their perspective on life. Just read that out.